Okay, so basically, this is my first year of doing Inktober, and I decided to show it to all of you. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. Um, I'm using a megaphone so that way I don't have to raise my voice because I just got my wisdom teeth removed. So, yeah, starting with watercolor, because if you guys know me, you know I love watercolor. And, yeah, so the overall theme I was going for with this Inktober was, monsters in fancy clothes. Preferably vintage clothes, but I'm not picky. So yeah, we have a gargoyle looking over some unnamed city. Uh, yeah, and then going over the sky just for some pop of color. And I can't wait to show you the most infuriating tool I ever got. And it was from a service called Sketchbox. They're great. They send over great tools. It's just one of their tools I guess I don't know how to understand. Oh, and here it is. It's the one in orange with the red tip. I couldn't figure out how it worked. Maybe it was the paper I was using. Maybe because they didn't send instructions on how to use it. I don't know. But apparently it's supposed to help you get more consistent lines, which I was like, that'll be great for Inktober. But it would bleed very easily. I don't. If anybody knows how to use this properly, I'd love to know. But yeah. So that's Gargoyle. I'm just waiting to get to a certain point of interest to talk about it. I hope this doesn't sound awful. Okay, we're at the sky now. So for the sky, I was going with like a starry night sort of thing, because, I'm pretty sure that's French, and gargoyles, I associate those with France. So, it's fitting, I guess. And for some reason, the silver ink made his face turn blue. Oh, in the camera, but in real life, it's just silver. I don't know. Alright, next up is Scurry. So Scurry, I thought of mice and rats, obviously, which made me think of the Mouse King. So it's the many-headed Mouse King from the Nutcracker. Um, yeah. And here's where that pen really started getting on my nerves. But that comes a little bit later when I get to the line work and stuff. Also, I was doing this one outside for some reason, and the wind got really bad, so I had to move it all inside, which is why you'll see a scene change coming up soon. Relatively soon. And here it is. So, yeah, I gave it another shot, and I wrote me messages about it on the paper, which was rude of me. But that comes later. And see how much it bleeds? I had to go back over that with a different pen, just to not make it look atrocious. Yeah, past will. Get it all out of your system. If you guys have any advice on how to use this infernal contraption, I'd love to hear about it. Alright, next up to bat. Get it? We have this Bat Butler guy. Yeah. And this suit turned out a bit more flamboyant than I wanted. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. Um, yeah, I thought maybe since it's Inktober I should use my red pens, but those are all sparkly ones, so yeah. And if you're wondering about the heart-shaped nose, that's because it's a reference to a bat called the heart-nosed bat. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't know, I just think they're neat, and I like drawing them. Yeah, and the next drawing of a bat that I did, I decided to diversify. So yeah, just let him finish up the line work. Alright, moving on. We have Scallop. And the reason why I returned to the bats for Scallop is one, I wanted to have like an ongoing, like shared universe sort of thing here. But also, Scallop is like the name for that shape that bat wings are or something like that. Which is why, that's why it's a bat again. Sorry that it's out of frame. I wasn't really considering that when I recorded it. Yeah, and the couch that you can't really see right now, was meant to invoke like a oyster or a clam or something. Yeah. Which is also why the bat queen whatever has pearl earrings, because scallop is like not a shellfish, it's like an aquatic thing with a shell. Alright, next up is Flame. This one I was like, candle-headed person, flame fire spirit. Then I thought about smoking, which fit the theme I was going for. So, I looked up some pictures of Marilyn Monroe smoking and based this one off of her with a guitar. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with how this one turned out. The face is a little whatever, but not really good at drawing human faces. And wait until we get to Heist later in the month, because you might be seeing this character reappear. That's right, I'm one of those people who planned it out early. Next up is bouquet, bruschetta, whatever. Big bunch of flowers. Um, Obviously it's a man-eating plant because, you know, flowers, Halloween. And the dress is actually meant to be shaped like a bouquet. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to some of the roses and clean up their line work too. Red and orange this year aren't my friends. So the next word is trip, and I wanted these psychedelic colors, and I had the perfect markers for them, but I couldn't find them. So I was searching around the house, but I just couldn't find those markers. So eventually I just had to settle on some boring markers, which didn't give me the colors that I wanted, so it's a little odd. So trip, I was thinking like exploring, vacations, no, that's kind of boring. And I thought, acid trip. So yeah, it's Lucille Ball with the diamond patterns everywhere. So it's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which is my favorite Beatles song. And if you abbreviate it, it actually spells out kind of an ironic, maybe, message. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, trippy colors, whatever.